Hey everyone, AstroKerrie here. I just wanted to make a quick video explaining how I made my Scarlet Witch headpiece. It's quite simple and relatively cheap to make. Yeah, so I'll explain it to you now. So first thing you're going to need is a bit of foam. You can usually get it from a $2 store, something like that. It doesn't particularly matter. You can make it out of yoga mats, anything like that. You will need to start with, so you got your foam. I've painted it with Plasti Dip, which is a spray paint, but it's specifically designed for foam, so you'll find that you can bend and move the foam around a bit better and it's not going to crack or flake. You're going to need some adhesive glue. This is like not a quick dry glue. This takes a little bit of time to dry, but it's really good and it won't come apart. I also used a Dremel. I picked this up for $20 from J-Car, and yeah, paper to make your pattern. Okay, so the way you want to start is drawing out your pattern onto a piece of paper. You can see that I've only drawn half. Obviously I'm just going to double it over so it's exactly the same. Hold it up to your face, make sure it's all good, cut it all out, make sure it's the shape you want. Easy. Once that you've cut it out, what you're going to need to do is, you've got the two separate pieces. As you can see on my piece, I have a seam in here. So what I've done is, when you've got the foam, okay, so you got your two bits of foam. In that center piece, what you're going to want to do is cut on an angle, so you're almost cutting out a triangle, so you get a slight angle on your foam, and do the same to the other side, but opposite, obviously. Okay, that way your middle seams, when you put them together, they will make an angle like that. That way when you heat your foam, you'll get this nice little groove in the front, and it also will just fit around your face a bit nicer when you eventually heat it up. That's when you want the glue. So the way this glue works is, I like to use a popsicle to apply it. It's a little bit gooey, like that. Where do we go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so you want to put the glue on there, like that, and exactly the same on the other side, like that. It doesn't need to be particularly thick, it just needs to be nice and even, and try to get it all right to the edges. You need to wait for it to dry a little bit, so basically wait for maybe about 10-15 minutes. It depends on how thick you put it on or how hot it is where you are, but yeah, 10 minutes is usually pretty safe. When you're able to touch it and it's not wet anymore, it's a little bit tacky, that's when you need to push the two pieces together, and then yeah, you'll get your two pieces like that. Once that's all glued together, that's when you get the Dremel out. As you can see with the edges here, I have Dremeled the edges to be a bit rounder rather than square. I think this changes it to look more like a headpiece rather than just a bit of foam on your face. Right, so Dremel's pretty straightforward. You've got a little bit of sandpaper there. Turn that thing on. So basically you want to go up to the edge, try not to get your face. Yeah. Nice and evenly Dremel the edge of that foam so it's no longer square. This works with all armor. You don't even just have to do this with headpieces. I also got into the corners, got it all up in here, however you want to do it. And then you've got the basic piece. At this point, it's when you want to get the Plasti Dip and go over a few coats of that. And this stuff is awesome because it is designed for foam, it absorbs much nicer, and I think it gives that I don't know, almost metal look when it's not metal, it's foam. You can also see it really filled in the gaps of the seam that's in there, so it's very nice. I got a bit lazy and my foam has this design on the back. I really should have gotten foam more like this where it is the same on both sides, but that's what I had, that's what I worked with. Alright, the way I've attached it to my head, I've gotten a piece of metal like this. I clipped this off of a sparkler, but you could probably get like something. It's just a little bit of metal. And then what I've done is I've just bent it in half. And basically, where my wig sits, you've got the little wefts. And I've put it on my head, and I've gone, alright, that's where I want the little clips. Grab your foam. You want to really carefully press this metal into the foam without pushing it to the other side. You want it to sit right in the middle. Alright, so like that. Be nice and gentle. Okay, so you got this little clip here. Alright, after that you want to get a little bit of glue, whether it be hot glue, some kind of sealer. I used Warbler on the back of mine just to keep it in there, and then basically that little hook just hooks straight into the wafts of your wig, or if your hair's tied up you can just kind of sit it in there, and so yeah, it sits on pretty nicely. I had no problem at all with it falling or needing to adjust or anything like that. It is foam, so it's quite light, which is why the metal works. If you were building a headpiece that perhaps had a gem or something much heavier on the front, you could perhaps put this metal clip in the middle as well, and then it would hook onto the very middle of your wig, and then that way it wouldn't be falling down in your face. But it all just depends on what you're making. So yeah, a couple of sprays with your paint, and that's about it really. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, not particularly expensive to make. I'm pretty happy with it, so I hope you like that little rundown. I hope it's simple enough. If you have any questions, just message me, I'm happy to answer them. I'm going to make a couple of other videos soon explaining how I made the rest of my costume, including how I made the leotard and painted the muscles on. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, keep an eye out, and yeah, I hope that was useful.